Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm the Hooded Lid, and today I'm going to be using a couple of things that are new to me, one thing that is actually new on the market, and several things that are not new but I haven't worn in a long time and deserve to be looked at again. And two different looks, one a little bit darker than the other. So I'm going to talk as I put things on since I'm doing a full face, and it's going to be long. I'm going to do foundation. This is the Light Expert Click Brush Perfection Lumiere by Terry. This is in Rosy Beige, I believe, number 4. Looks like this. You hit this and it disperses. I usually hit it twice. I'm just going to put it on. I've had this for a really long time, and I actually have a refill waiting that I got on sale ages ago. I don't use it very often because by Terry is a lot like CHANTECAILLE in the sense that they don't have a huge color range. Not only do they not have a lot in the dark arena, they don't have a lot in any arena. So if you have found a shade that works for you, that's fantastic. But if not, the next thing darker, for instance, is too dark and a different undertone. This is rosy, but I feel that this is pretty neutral. It's a smidge too light for me, which is why I don't wear it very much. But this would be the time to wear it because this is the lightest time of year for me. And I imagine it would be for most people. And I took this out. I'm going to do a little blending with this brush first, because it has some kind of, you would think this wouldn't work, but it has some kind of weird self-leveling property going on here. So I can go over with the brush and then I will just finish it with a beauty blender. But I thought of this because I saw Michelle Wong do a video the other day, and I don't remember which one it was. And she was saying that she felt that the Surratt, it might have been a Clinique video. It was something. Oh, no, it was the CHANTECAILLE foundation, the new foundation, which I ordered. It will be here soon. But she felt that the CHANTECAILLE and the Surratt had something about it, even though there wasn't a lot of coverage, left a luminosity to the skin, not like in a shine, but like in a veil of light. And I thought, when she said that, I need to show you guys this, because this is why I love this. I actually love this better than the, more expensive one, but by ounce it might not be, but the Densilis. This I prefer. There is something about it. And they do call it the Light Expert, and they do say that there are pearls in here, and there are, but it's not going to give you that pearlized look of this from Becca, which I'm going to talk about that in another video because I've used it a few more times, and I have a few more ideas of how best to use this. Whatever she feels about the Surratt, this is what I feel about the Click Expert. In fact, the more I use the Surratt, the more I know I'm not going to buy it again. It just doesn't feel like it does anything for me. But it looks good on camera. But in real life, it's like, it's okay, This is the CHANTECAILLE Camouflage Concealer, or STYLO. And it's one of these, which no one likes that because it's hard to tell. There we go, if there's any coming out. And I'm not sure this color is going to work. I hardly ever use this anymore. And I think for me it's just because it's a teeny bit too creamy, and that means it's going to crease. But we're, taking the day to use some things we usually don't use. You guys, I've been watching a couple of films about the British Empire, I guess you could say. So I watched Elizabeth, which I had seen years ago when it came out. And then I watched Elizabeth, the second one, which is really bad. And then I watched Mary Queen of Scots, And, you know, it's all interesting stuff. But it's funny. I'm like, oh, they don't say I. The royals don't say I ever in a sentence. They say we. We will sign this when such and such happens. So when I say we, I shouldn't. I shouldn't say things like, we're going to do this today, because I'm doing it. I'm going to do a little nourishing of the lips. This I still love. This is the Fenty Balm, and it's so juicy and comfortable, and such a nice color. And then I'm going to powder the under eyes with the By Terry hyaluronic powder. I'm going to put it right where everything troughs, and maybe I can avoid troughing, and maybe we'll have some luck with this. But I'm not going to powder the face because it's not too shiny, and I think the skin looks very, very nice. In real life, it's just like such a good color for me right now, and it looks so beautiful. So let's move on to eyes, and something that is new to me, but it's not new on the market. I needed to clean my palette. I kind of had it up to here with the mauvey tones, and I feel like the mauves and the cool tones have been predominant as of late, and I found myself craving something chocolatey, thus the brown shirt, and I bought this, which I had my eyes on for a long time, but I just couldn't figure which one do I want, and finally I said, you know what, I just want chocolate. I just want some browns. And even though there's a lot of colors in here, I feel that we didn't need these 4 shimmers. They swatched very similar to each other. I'm just going to do a quick swatch for you. So, gee, on my hand, it's like, no, they don't look that similar, but on the eye, they really do. I'm not saying they're not pretty, but I'm just saying I feel that this palette is missing something. Like if I wanted to blend out, you would think, okay, well this would be a good color to blend out with. It reads quite a bit darker than you would think. That's a little bit too dark. I need something a little bit lighter. If, however, you have dark skin, this is going to do it. And I'm also going to be using some brushes I haven't used, I don't think, on camera in ages and ages. I have a couple of containers of brushes, and I just keep one here, and I have 2 elsewhere, and this is where I keep these kind of things. And these are really nice. They are synthetic, and they are not expensive. You can get them online. They're beauty supply places. But this is a great shape for hoodedness. So it's not quite a flame shape, which is more long. And these 2 are kind of shortened. So I find that when I put it in the fleshy part of my hood, the short ends kind of blend everything out. I have not primed my eyes, but I do have a little bit of foundation on. I guess I should do a little powder. All right, I'm going to take this and go in with this chocolatey color and bring on the chocolate. Light hand, just kind of going back and forth, before I press a little bit harder, and it just blends like a dream. Keep the eyes open, so I'm sure to get some of that color on the hood so you can see it, and then pull up a little bit with whatever's left, which isn't much. There we go. I'm feeling it already. I'm just like, yum, 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 yum. Nice chocolate. And these work, they're just very, very easy shadows. I'm going to go in same kind of shape, but smaller, and I'm going to go in with this pinker shade, and just do around the same area. And the outer corner. And then I open the eyes and just go back and forth so a little bit of that pink might be seen to someone looking at me when my eyes are open. Just a little bit. So I think to some people, they might be thinking, this doesn't look super brown, but it is compared to all the mauves we've been doing lately. And this is where I would want to really, really just keep this light on the lid, but there's nothing light enough. I'm going to go in with this one, which is more neutral than the one in the center. I imagine they're really comparable for their depth of tone. Hi, Lucy. Hi, baby girl. I feel like I went a little bit ham with that, so I'm taking this small blender brush and just kind of working this out. But this would be the perfect place for me, I think, to maybe take the Laura Mercier powder if I didn't want that shadow all the way up here. Actually, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, the darkest color in here you could use to line if you wanted to. Because I'm so hooded, when I line with a powder, it will transfer up here right away, and I already feel like it's pretty much a dark eye. So I'm going to leave it alone for now. We're going to go on to blush, and then we'll complete the eye. We're going to do a little bit of lining and mascara. For blush, I'm going to take a look at this. This is the limited edition from Chanel that I just got, and maybe 2 weeks ago. I like using it with this. My perception was that this looked really insane at night, but during the day, I mean, these kind of colors do frighten me a little bit. And I do like the application with this brush because it's the same shape as the cheek. I'm just going to go in lightly at first, and I've loaded both sides. And I don't think I loaded enough. There we go. It's super pretty. Now, if I went in with my usual blush brush, which is the Wayne Goss, I would get a lot more color. But I like just building this one until you're there instead of, whoops, got too much. And then the same brush, I'm wiping it off right now, and I use this edge right here in the highlighter, and I love that. So right about here, and just kind of buff it a little bit so you burnish it. So pretty. I love the shine that this imparts. And you know what? Let's get a little bit of a shadow brush and do the nose. It picks up very, oops, you know what? I've never done that before, and I don't think that this is appropriate using the manner I just used it, because now I just pinked up my nose. Not to worry. Whatever's left on this. Okay. Live and learn. The more I use it, the more I know about it. Not great on the nose. And then the last thing, new to me, and don't go away because we are going to do another version of this that is lighter, but I spoke about these new Dior refillable lipsticks where you can buy the refill and you don't have to spend as much money. And in that they have 4 formulations: metallic, satin, matte, and velvet. And the website that I went to, it's weird, you guys. When I went to it, I couldn't figure out which was which, and then I went to it again after I shot the video, and I did see which was which, and it might have been a different site, or maybe it wasn't working well, or my computer was saying, we're not accepting this, but I was able to figure out which was velvet, and the one that interested me was this, which is Icone, I-C-O-N-E, it could be Icone, number 720. It wasn't available, so I just put it in my Remind Me, and they did remind me, and I was thinking, I don't know, and my Sephora finally reopened the other day, which is when I picked up this and another palette, which we'll be doing in a couple of days, and I saw that they had this, and I thought, you know what, let's try it. It looks very different than it does on their site. So that's what she looks like. And I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a bricky color, but with instead of a a brick without the orange. So without the terracotta nature, more like a rose brick. Maybe that's what you would call it? I don't know. But we're giving it a try. So I'm just going to spread around whatever's left of that Fenty. And it is deeply scented. You know, it doesn't look very matte, but that's probably because I'm wearing something underneath it. I want to smell this one. This smells different. So this is a satin. The velvet kind of smells like the Playtex tampons. It's strange that they didn't change the color to that, the scent to that. Now I want to do a little bit of lining and a little bit of mascara. And for my lining, I just want to get this fleshy part, which always bothers me. I'm not doing the whole thing. I want to leave the outside open, but this is generally going to be from the outside of the pupil in. Boom. And for mascara, I'm still really loving this one. It's number 120. I think it's the perfect color for something like this. Wow, that highlighter, at some angles. I was just checking this mirror here and I turned my head, I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? That is pretty much, the face just looks shiny. And it's interesting because my foundation combination today with my sunscreen, it didn't leave me as shiny as I oftentimes look. This is a glow. A glow, glow, glow. So this is look number 1. I'm just feeling a chocolatey, warm, you know, we are still in winter. I know a lot of places it's really, really cold. And sometimes these kind of warm colors just make you feel good. And God knows, maybe not an appropriate look in the summer. So if you like this kind of look, this is the time to do it. However, if it's a little too dark, a little too heavy for you, I have an idea. All right, I put on my little tie. I freaking love this, you guys. This is a silk long scarf that I've had probably since I was 16. I keep things. And I think it used to be black, and I pulled it out a couple of months ago to do a video that I never did. Not because this wasn't black, but I noticed, oh, this isn't actually black, but it's a beautiful chocolate brown. Maybe it used to be black. And it's a beautiful silk, a real beautiful, lovely silk. I have no idea where I got it, but I think it goes really well with this shirt. And I don't know, I'm about it, you guys. I dig this. All right, so I took off my lip, and this is what I'm thinking, to go a little bit lighter. I'm just gonna go in with this Victoria Beckham, which I really enjoy this palette quite a bit. Perfect colors. And just kind of pull the color, fullness of the eye, back a notch. Just a little bit. It might not even be discernible. And then I'm taking this limited edition Dior. It's for the cheeks. It doesn't impart a lot of color, but I do think it does impart color. So it's a fresh spring kind of thing, but like a veil of color. And put that on the cheek to give me a little bit more, see, there's definitely color here. A little more brightness and a little more shine. Take my clean hands and just tap it a little bit. I think that's so fresh. And then this on the lip. And this is the lighter version, the fresher version. But to me, it's, I don't know, maybe this is more of a transitional look from winter to spring, where the first one was just winter and such an easy fix. Just boop, something a little brighter on the cheek, a little glowier, put that on the lip as well. Take off that dark lipstick, but it still is leaving a little bit of something. I think it's so beautiful, and it's just cleaning my palette and giving me what I'm dying for, what I'm craving. Just something that's not grayish, mauve-ish, cool-toned for a hot minute. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get back to it, but I just needed a cleanser. So if you also needed to just clear that stuff away, you had a little bit too much of it, this might be the way to go. And that's it. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe, be smart, and I'm wishing you good health.